For today's video, I want to share with you my releases for the month of February. There's a few books that I'm definitely going to be picking up right away. Like I'm going to run to the store and I'm going to pick them up. And then there's others that I will be picking up from the library because some of these books are from authors that I haven't read anything from them before. So I want to make sure that before I spend my money that at least I like the writing or something. So before I go spend all my money, I'm going to be getting them from the library, and this year just trying to save my money for Kickstarters and special editions. Definitely there's a few on this list that I will be getting as soon as they come out. As always, the timestamps will be below and I'm going to be showing them by the date of publication. So let's just get started. The first book I'm going to show you, I'm looking at my computer, so excuse me, I'm looking down. But the first book that I have is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. First of all, the cover and the premise of this book really got my attention. And now looking at the synopsis, I believe this will be the Outcry box. I mean, fingers crossed, because then that means that I'll get a special edition on this. But anyways, let me just give you a little bit of what the Goodreads synopsis says. I'm not going to get too much into it because some of these things sometimes have spoilers, but this one comes out February 6th and it says a dangerous alliance between a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf becomes a love deep enough to sink your teeth into this new paranormal romance. So it is an adult vampire paranormal romance, fantasy romance, and I'm looking forward to this. I mean, look at this cover. I love the black and white and the red. I love it. The next book is Infinity Alchemist by Kaysen Calendar. And this is the first book in a new series. This is a YA queer LGBT fantasy romance, and it says Infinity Alchemist is a spellbinding novel about a quest that leads three young alchemists toward unexpected love and unimaginable power. This one is a YA. I'm trying to stay away from YA, but anything that says alchemist, I'm all for it. And the cover, I love the cover too. The next one that comes out in February 6th, this is a queer horror novella and is Your Shadow Half Remains by Sunny Moraine. This one has been compared to the Blackbird, I believe it is, but not quite. I believe it's like you don't have to have the blindfold, but you cannot look people in the eye, for what I gather. And look at this cover. When I first saw this cover, I didn't realize there was eyes in between. There was someone looking through the fingers, but I love it. It's creepy, but it's beautiful, this cover. In this book, you cannot look at people's faces or you can look them in the eye, for what I can get from this. I don't want to spoil it, but anyways, there is this girl, she lives alone. She doesn't want to look in anybody's faces until she gets a new neighbor, and then she's curious, and that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so the next book is If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. This is kind of like a follow-up. It's like the point of view of the male character from book one, which he was If Only I Have Told Him, I believe was. What was the name of the first book?
A few moments later.
Okay, so the first book was If He Had Been With Me. This is actually not a second book. It's not shown as a second book. But anyways, the first book was If He Had Been With Me, and we get the perspective of the female character. And that book was so sad that I cried. I gave it 5 stars. So this is his point of view, and that's why it's called If Only I Had Told Her. It's a YA romance. So, and that's all I'm gonna say. And I just love this cover. Okay, so now moving on. The next book is The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. It is the first in a new series, the old fantasy series, and it's called The Shadow of the Leviathan. I have seen this book going around a lot when I watched the most anticipated releases for 2024. This book has made that list for everyone that I have seen so far. It is an adult fantasy mystery thriller, and that is interesting. Anyway, so what happened is someone dies and some type of tree grows inside of them or something like that. I don't know. I might have this wrong. Don't go by me. I'll have more once I get my hands on it. But yeah, it is a fantasy mystery thriller, and that is very interesting, and comes out February 6th. So now we're moving on to February 13 releases, and I have a few. First one for February 13 is The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden. I have read some other of her works and I really enjoy, so I'm looking forward to this one. It is a fantasy historical fiction. So let's see. During the Grey War, a comeback nurse searches for her brother, believed dead in the trenches, despite eerie signs that suggest otherwise. In this hauntingly beautiful historical novel with a speculative twist from the New York Times bestselling author of The Bear and the Nightingale. I love this cover and comes out, like I said, February 13th. The next book is An Education in Malice by Esty Gibson. This is a dark academia romance. It has vampires and it's gothic and horror, and that's all I'm gonna say. Also, the cover. The next one that comes out is Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. This is book 5 in the Magnolia Parks universe, and I only read book 1, but I do have the rest of the books. These are books that I pick up when I'm in the mood for like romance and stuff like that. So if you like to read romance, I do recommend that. It was the first book was like, wow. It was good. I was actually surprised at how much I liked the book, because I mean, it was just crazy romance in that one. All the drama, I loved it. But these are books that I pick up in between books, you know, like when I'm bored and I don't know what to read, then I pick up one of these books. So that's why I'm collecting them. The next book is this one. I didn't know we were gonna get a second book, but I'm really happy that we're getting it. The first book was a little creepy, and this book is What Feeds at Night by Ticken Fisher. So this is book 2 in the Sworn Soldiers. The first book was What Moves the Dead, and I gave that book 5 stars. So I really enjoyed it. It was a little creepy. I believe it's a retelling of the House of, what was it? The House of something. The Fall of the House of Usher, and I really enjoyed it. The first book was What Moves the Dead. I'm really excited for this one, and this is one of the books that I will be picking up right away as soon as it comes out, because the first book was a little creepy and weird and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars, like I said. And this one, I'm hoping that it's the same. So we still follow the same protagonist from book 1, the one that made it out. So I don't want to say too much. I think I already did. The covers on these books are like amazing. I don't know if this is just the duology or there's gonna be more books. I have no idea, but I was really pleasantly surprised to see that we are getting more from Alex Easton, which is the protagonist in the first book. Moving on, the next book is Medea. This is a fantasy retelling historical fiction by Ilish Quinn. Discover the full story of the sorceress Medea. I don't know the full story. I haven't read anything about Medea. She used to be a sorceress. I don't know, but if you like Cersei and Electra and Stone Blind, then you probably will like this. So the next book that comes out actually has 2 publication days, and I believe it's one for the US, another one for international, UK, I don't know, but I have February 15 and also March 12. Wherever it comes out, I'm just going to pick it up. So this is the second book in The Fallen Gods by Hannah Kanner, and the name of the book is Sunbringer. The first book was The God Killer. Look at this cover. That's what got me interested in the first book. Even though I haven't read it, it's still a series that I want to pick up and I'm interested in. But this one comes out, definitely will go and pick it up right away. The next book comes out February 20th, and this is a mystery thriller, is The Guest by B.A. Paris. I had read 2 other books by him. I will be picking up The Guest by B.A. Paris to add to my collection. It is a psychological thriller, and let's see. Iris and Gabriel seem to have it all. A beautiful home in the British countryside, a daughter happily working in Greece, and good friends Laurie and Pierre from Paris, who they often vacation with. But when a young man has a tragic accident in a nearby quarry, Gabriel is the one to find him and hear his final words, leaving Gabriel with a guilty burden. As Iris tries to help ease her husband's trauma, they acquire an unexpected house guest. Laurie has seemingly moved in after her husband's revelation that he has had a child with another woman. Iris and Gabriel insist Laurie stay as long as she needs, but Laurie keeps wearing Iris's clothes, following her every move, and asking her about the recent death of the young man. Psychological thriller, I'm in for it. This one comes out February 20th. The next book is Of Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel L. Jensen. This is the first book in a new series called The Saga of the Unfated, and I have seen this one also making its round on YouTube, so I'm really looking forward to this one. And this one comes out on February 27th, and let's see. It is a fantasy romance. A shield maiden blessed by the gods battles to unite a nation under a power-hungry angry king, while also fighting her growing desire for his fiery son. In this Norse-inspired fantasy romance from the best-selling author of the Bridge Kingdom series. Found in an unwanted marriage, Freya spends her day gutting fish, but dreams of becoming a warrior and of putting an axe in her boorish husband's back. Okay, well, this sounds really interesting. This one, like I said before, I have seen it making the rounds also in YouTube, so I'm looking forward to this one. I love this cover, the colors. The next book that comes out February 27 is Phantom Folk by Eliza Shan. This is the first book in the Drowned World series. It is an adult fantasy mythology series. It has dragons, mermaids. It just sounds really good. I love the cover. Let's see. From one of fantasy's most exciting new voices, Eliza Shan comes a modern, myth-inflicted story of revolution and magic set against the glittering, semi-submerged city of Tiankawi, perfect for fans of Jade City and the Bone Shard Daughter. Welcome to Tiankawi, shining pearl of human civilization and a safe haven for those fleeing civil unrest, or at least that's how it first appears. So we're gonna get mermaids and all that stuff. I cannot wait to pick this one up. And the last book also have 2 publication days, and I guess it's one for the US and one for the UK international. So this one is February 29, 2024 or March 12th. I don't know, but I already did my pre-order, and if you guessed it, that is Empire of the Damned, which is Empire of Vampire book number 2 by J. Christoph. Enough said. I love Gabriel De Leon. I am so looking forward to this one. Yes, I did pre-order it. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. As soon as it arrives, I will put my TBR on pause. But anyways, I cannot wait. So for March, I'll probably would not do a TBR because I want to concentrate on this book and this book only. These are all the books that I'm really looking forward to. Like I said, some of them I will pick up right away. Others I'm just gonna check out from the library. Hopefully my library do have it. I do live in a small town. I don't know. Hopefully my library has it, because when I went, I was like, oh my god, this library is so small. But I do live in a small town in the suburbs. There's like not a lot of people here, but the town is growing. Anyways, let me know if any of this made your anticipated releases list. Let me know in the comment. Yeah, this is all that I have for you guys. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. January wrap up is coming up. Hopefully I can get that out by Sunday. And yes, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.